what do we have here? We got a box, and it's from Survivor Hand, and that's an eBay seller that I bought from before. So it's probably something from China, but I don't actually know what it is. But I do know this is from China. This is the Canet Predat.
Predat is a French word meaning ready for anything.
And I haven't had this one on in a while. I did a couple of mods to it, not very many. Just added this carbon fiber clip, which I made. I didn't make it. I modded it out of a Benchmade clip. Well, it's not a Benchmade clip. It's a clip made for Benchmades by some generic maker. And usually it used to have 3 holes down here, and one was toward the back there, I think. And I just kind of ground off that side, made it skinnier, and ground the tip a little bit, and made it to where it fit on this guy. And it fit really nicely and looks good. And then also these used to be tan, and now they're sort of a, I don't even know, ketchup red. It's not the best red in the world, but I like it. Very cool knife. I think the only other mod was made the flipper tab a little smaller and gave it a little bit better grip on this backside because it was a little slippery before. So just sanded that a bit. Other than that, she's as she came. Very cool knife. I think they still make them. I've had this one for a few years, but they have the titanium ones too. They're really nice. So it's a nice little look at the Predat. It has a nice fuller. You can reverse flick that, or you can reverse flick using the thumb stud, obviously. Nice sound, nice smooth action. The blade is not as slicey as it could be for such a tall grind. I think it just maybe just because it doesn't come down to a super fine edge. But I mean, it cuts. What is it, 154? Yeah, 154 cm. You could probably use a sharpening. Let's see. Will it cut anything? Yeah, it's a little dull. It cuts, but it's a little dull. Needs a good sharpening. But 154 cm, in my experience, doesn't hold an edge for a long time. But it will get freaking laser sharp when you sharpen it. So that's a good thing. Let's get this guy open. How do I open it? I'm not actually sure. Oh, right here. All right. Let's see. Oh, I could have just ripped the whole thing, dummy. Let's see what I got from Survivor Hand. Oh, an SRM. Man, SRM makes some good stuff, man. It's so SRM is a Chinese company called Sanrenmu, and I think they also do lion steel. I could be wrong on that, but I think they do lion steel or real steel. Maybe they do real steel. I think it's real steel. Yeah, I think lion steel is some other country, not China, I think. All right, well, let's check this guy out. I've had pretty good luck with SRMs lately. I had one that was kind of a dud back in the day, but recently, of the few I've had, they've been pretty good. Look at that, foam in the box, not bad. We got a nice little baggie here. All right, you ready? You ready to see this? It's yellow. I had forgotten about which color it was, but then I remembered upon feeling how tall it was. This thing has a huge thumb hole. That is a crazy large thumb hole. Access lock. Boy, the detent is a little tiny bit light. Not bad, but a tiny bit light. Let's see. Okay, yeah, you can flick it out, but it takes a little bit of effort. It's not like the easiest to flick out ever. All right, let's try the reverse flick. Whoopsie. Okay, not bad. Yeah, action's decent. What was this one called? Well, I guess it's just a 238X and then GY. Kind of a nice banana yellow color. Nice and grippy and has some cool little milling areas on it. Let's see, how does it feel? Well, it feels a tiny bit thin up here in the front. Not bad, though. Yeah, it's not... Oh, I forgot. Yeah, so the ergos aren't terrible. This is one of those integral, steel folded integrals. So it has a steel liner that's just folded around in one piece. So that's a pretty interesting thing they do now, SRM. I guess it's simplifying their process, maybe. It's all one piece. They don't have to worry about putting the two parts together. I don't know. Getting all the bearings and stuff into it must be a little trickier, though, once you have just this taco one piece of metal here. And yeah, look at that. You can see, so those are the little, they call them omega springs. Those are the springs that make this want to go forward so that when you have to push it back, it goes forward by itself. Well, it has a very slicey feeling blade. Let me grab my geometry homework here, and oh wow, yes, that is a sharp boy. My last SRM had a very, very sharp edge and a very well done edge. And ooh, look at that. I just touched myself with it and it gave me a little tiny cut. This one is exactly the same. Not quite as polishy. The last one was almost like a mirror polish. This one is just really, really nice. Maybe, 600 or 800 grit finish. Boy, I don't know if I can really show how nice it is, but it's a really nice, consistent edge. Just very well done, and at a pretty steep angle too. It feels like it's under 20 degrees, probably like a 17 degree, maybe 18 degrees, something like that. Really sharp and slicey feeling. And the blade is pretty thin too. Let's compare it to like a Civivi, which are known for having fairly thin blades. I'd say they're pretty close to the same. So it's got kind of a Civivi thinness to it. Shit, the handle might be thinner. Yeah, it is. That's actually significantly thinner. It has a narrow feel to it, but it's not in a bad way. It's narrow, but in a good way. Although I feel a little bit, I think I'm actually feeling the edge of the G10 right there. Maybe. I bet if I just ran some sandpaper down it once or twice, just like this, it would feel better. So we got coated stainless liners, or well, liner, since it's all one piece. And we have a coated D2 blade, which looks really nice, actually. Is that a harpoon? Would you call it a harpoon blade? I think maybe. I'm bleeding a little more. Boy, it's really very nice. Is that some, it's got a tiny bit of a pivot lash. That means that the hole through the blade that the pivot goes through is a tiny bit bigger than the pivot itself, so you can pull it back and forth just a tiny bit. So, not terrible. Boy, that is a really nice blade shape. One kind of funky thing is, when I reverse flick it, I feel like my finger wants to get stuck up into this little skinny part there. So, it's almost like I want to be intentional and keep it up toward this end, and then it flicks out just fine. Thumb flick out is great too. Boy, that is a nice, tall primary grind there. Very nice. Now let's make sure it's not going to pop unlocked. Get my fingers out of the way back here in case it closes. Nah, it's good. The access to these, axis lock, the axis to the axis lock is really good. Maybe they even stick out a hair further than would be necessary, but that makes it, really nice. How long is the blade? I feel like it's a hair more than 3.5 inches. I don't think I have I don't think I have a tape measure. I think it is. I think it's like a 3.7, 3.6, 3.7 inch blade, something like that. So it's definitely not a small guy as far as, the total length of it. Let's see. Like this guy is, I think this guy is 3.9. Yeah, I'd say it's 3.7, something like that. I think that's about what it is. And total length on it is, I bet it's probably about an 8.2. I could double check those. So this is my total guess. The blade is 3.7 and the total length is 8.2. We'll put it right up here and we'll see how incorrect or correct I am. Boy, this big finger choil here is nice, man. That is, you can choke up on that all day. That is really, really nice. I don't know why I went with a banana yellow color. They had some other colors, but I just thought it might look cool. And I think I'm going to maybe dye some black, like a black fade that heads up this way, maybe terminates around here. So it kind of ties in with the black blade and then fades to yellow, something like that. It might look cool, right? Who knows? Or it'll look stupid. Or it'll look like a overripe banana. Don't know, but we'll see. I know it is sharp, though. It is a sharp knife that is solid and works. And I think it's another good one from SRM. So I'm going to carry this guy around, maybe do a little dye job on it, maybe touch up these edges on it. Ooh, I didn't even mention the pocket clip. That is a decent looking pocket clip. I usually like them more this style of pocket clip, the kind that starts kind of tall and slowly comes down. But as far as I can see, this one looks really good. It could be a little shorter, but not bad, not bad. Yeah, let me try it in the pocket real quick and see. Yeah, that's a great pocket clip. That works great. Very nice, and looks pretty decent too. Yeah, not bad at all. So I think SRM has another pretty decent knife here in the 238X GY. The GY I'm not sure about, but 238X, I think I remember seeing that as the name for it, the model, whatever. Man, I wish they would give it a name. The other one is called the Rubik, and that's kind of a cool name, you know? How about this one? Let's come up with it. Let's all come up with a name for it. Give me your name suggestions down below on what this one should be called. And then maybe everyone will jump on board and they'll all start calling their SRM 238Xs the new name. Something with an X in it, maybe? I don't know. Maybe the 38 Special, because it has 238 in it? I don't know. So make your suggestions below on the name. And have a nice day. I've been calling it Banana Boy.
Put your name suggestions in the comments below.